Content warning. Ladies and gentlemen, the following podcast is not suitable for all audiences, and viewer/listener discretion is advised. For example, if, when you just heard the term ladies and gentlemen, you immediately thought about how exclusionary it is, then it's probably best you turn this off now.
This is how every guest leaves, isn't it?
Yeah. You two get to just stop. I've got a car journey home with these two.
I'm so sorry about that.
I've got some time in the car where I go, yeah, thanks for doing it.
we have the quietest ride to Liverpool. On the way over, we were talking about the difference between American and British comedy.
Yeah.
There are some differences we did not address.
It's going to be ashen-faced on the drive home. Hello and welcome to Dead Men Talking with me, Rob Mulholland, and him, not a fat cunt.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's not gay Tom. He's joined us in the hot seat. Freddie is here for this episode. Don't panic if you're a big fan of the obese. He is here. He just had to get off before we filmed the intro, so I'm just doing it. We've got a cracking episode for you today. Absolute belter with Steve Hofstetter and Rob Ryan. Couple of bloody Americans. We're going international.
Yeah, taking over the world.
Yeah, mate. You may have seen Steve being heckled on YouTube. That happens a lot. But he came in the studio, we had a right laugh, and we shocked him with some videos at the end.
He did not react well to them, did he? He did not like those videos.
He was not expecting it, I don't think. I don't think he was expecting the degree to which we take it. You know,
No.
I think oh, some fucked up videos, is it? And then he was like, oh. So if you want to watch us shell shock someone, it's a great episode. Also, get on our Patreon. It's patreon.com/deadmentalkpod. It's only £3 a month, and it's basically our only income stream, seeing as we've demonetized every video we've ever done. So do get on there. You get an extra episode every week, and it's the only way that you can access all of the fucked up videos that upset Steve and Rob. So without further ado, shall we get into the episode? Here it is. Enjoy.
We're here with Steve Hofstetter and Rob Ryan.
Hello, mate. Good to have you.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for coming on Dead Men Talking, the #1 alt-right podcast in the UK.
Well, I already appreciate that you have us sitting in front of my search history. So thank you so much.
Yeah, these are like famous little clips from all of the fucked up videos that we get sent. So we have fans and things that send us videos and
Fans
stuff.
is a strong word.
Yeah, fans is more like, not even well-wishers, to be honest with you.
Hostages?
Yeah.
Sort of like people who are vested in our future, but not in a positive way.
Yeah.
Got it.
We've managed
Yeah.
to create the most toxic fan base in podcasting, so welcome.
In the States, we call that the Congress.
Well, yeah.
Slap politics.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Lovely to have you here in our time of national grief. We're all coping.
Right.
Yeah, you guys are still you haven't gotten over the World Cup loss.
Mate, that Euros final, we're one penalty away.
Yeah.
I honestly took that harder.
Yeah, way harder.
Yeah. I haven't thought about that until you mentioned it, but that made me sadder.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was a full 10 days for me.
What
Yeah.
about also Eurovision? I mean, there's been a lot of stuff that's not
Sure,
gone
like
England's
Eurovision
way.
was a surprise we got that close because, I don't know if you know how Eurovision normally works, but basically, all the European countries vote for the ones they like, and not a lot of other European countries are that fond of us currently.
That's so why? It's so weird.
I
That,
know. What have we done?
jealousy.
Yeah, they're jealous of our new independent future.
Yeah.
We don't need an economy, Europe.
Yeah, we've got more COVID than all of you. Yeah. The Eurovision thing was just because we all knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And that was that they were going to vote for Ukraine to sort of make them feel better, even though their song was dog shit.
I do enjoy the idea that you guys take Eurovision so seriously that there were people all over Europe that were like, you know what's gonna help? We do understand that millions of people have been displaced from their homes and so many people have died, and it looks like there might not be an end to this conflict, but if they could just sing, if they could just win this reality show, that will heal everything.
It's such a theatre kid's way to solve it, isn't it?
Yeah. It was the war ended that day, right?
It was.
Yeah.
That's when Ukraine took back Donetsk. They were
Yeah.
so fired up.
Yeah.
They just had a counter-insurgency.
They were singing the song on the way. It was
Marching
huge.
to the rhythm of the chorus.
Can't
It
you
was.
hear the people sing the songs of angry men.
I think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still still amazed that the grieving process has lasted as long as it has.
It's been crazy in this country. So how long have you been in the country, you guys?
Couple hours.
Right.
Yeah, it's not been long. We've
How
spent a
many
night.
pictures of the Queen have you seen on billboards yet?
Oh, my favorite thing that we walked by last night. So we got in late last night,
Yeah.
and we went to go get something to eat, and we're walking through, and I was trying to figure out because we were right off of Hyde Park, and
Sure.
so it's we're walking through this kind of posh area, and we're like, is it quiet on a Friday night because it's a posh area, or is it quiet on a Friday night because people are still sad?
Posh area.
Yeah, I wasn't sure.
British people are still drinking. I can
Yeah.
confirm that. The nation's alcohol problem has not been solved.
Fair enough. That's a good point.
Yeah.
They were like, let's toast to the Queen. Like that's what
So-
they were doing.
Yeah.
So we walk by this real estate office, one of these places that always has like all the flats in the windows and all the prices and everything. And instead, in all of those same, and they do it very standard, where it's like those rectangles connected with the line or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I knew exactly what I was looking at, and I walked by it, and it's all just pictures of the Queen.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, you
Like
guys.
you can rent a corpse.
Exactly. And I just wanted to be like, is this a weekly
No
rate?
pets.
Or is this, yeah.
Yeah. Her coffin's got a no blacks, no dogs, no Irish sign on the side.
Oh my God. That was when that was in the 50s, okay?
Sure. And I'm sure
She
her
became-
attitude's really turned around.
Absolutely. If there's one thing about people, it's that as they age, they get more progressive.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
of course.
That's evidenced by her
Of course.
welcoming in Meghan into her family.
Yes.
I mean, my granddad's a member of Antifa. He really takes it really seriously.
Yeah, big into it.
I mean, did you know this? Like, because we sort of touched about this on the car about the royal family and them being a little bit, colonially. So I found something out recently that, and I think we might have been talking about. I've mentioned it definitely on here before. Is that so? Obviously, in the UK, there's employment law whereby you can't just hire white people. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's against the law. Except at Buckingham Palace, where
Yeah.
she doesn't have to. They put a caveat in, like, look, everyone has to, but you don't have to look at them, Your Majesty. Don't worry.
But also,
Insane.
But also in the UK, you have to pay taxes, except at
there's-
Buckingham Palace, and you
also-
have to work except
Yeah.
at Buckingham Palace.
And you're not meant to have sex with children. That's another one that's
Oh,
in the royals
yeah.
of.
Except
Hey,
so-
that wasn't
circumvented.
necessarily in the palace.
No, I don't think it was. I don't think it was
That's
in
why
the
we're all.
gardens.
That's why we're all upset about it. You see, had he have done it in the walls of the palace,
Oh.
we would have gone
bless
absolutely.
I
Fill
got.
your boots, sir.
I upset
Then
some
let me lick
people. I upset some people when. So I had tweeted that it was a particularly rough day for Prince Andrew because he had to travel all the way to Balmoral without being able to be within 100 meters of a school. And some people were like, "This is not the time."
I know we've had loads of that.
And I said, I'd go, look, I'm not mocking her for dying.
Sure.
Hakuna Matata. I'm not mocking people for losing a loved one.
Yeah.
I am mocking a pedophile, and there will always be time for that.
Yeah. There's been loads of that this week. It's not the time or the place. Would you like to let me know when it's fine for me to?
You know what? You know what's also not the time or the place? Someone's 12th birthday.
Yeah.
So-
on
an
Epstein's
island.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Totally.
Yeah. I don't understand I've never understood the hero worship of royalty to begin with. But I also know that this is not my culture, so it's not necessarily my place to.
Oh, give a fuck! Dive in, mate. Like, it's fucking stupid. It's been ridiculous, and this week has been even worse than normal. I find it like the most embarrassing thing about being British, to be honest, that we've got this like fairy tale fucking medieval monarchy, and we're all like, "Oh, thank you, Mom. Thank you for our golden pennies."
I am a bit of an expert on it because I am from Queens, New York, and so
Of course.
that
Yeah,
does
Sure.
give me.
That's
I
quite
also
a link. Yeah.
I listen to a great deal of Queen, so like I've learned,
Big Prince fan.
So did
Yeah.
you see?
Rob likes Burger King.
That's true. We walked past a couple. It was crazy to see a Burger King after all these years of you guys having Burger Queens, and I was like, wow, to finally.
It was
We
so
turned them
quick.
over so quick. Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Yeah, and the Burger King is sitting there going, "Why do I have to do this? I was fine. I don't want to do this job."
Did you guys see The Queue? So do you guys know about The Queue?
No, I do not know about it.
I honestly just thought that people were just queuing because that's just what England does. I didn't
Yeah,
realize.
well, that's
Well,
basically what's
they love
happened.
it.
British
Well,
people have gone, there's a queue.
My God, have we come together? So there's a queue to see the coffin which the Queen is supposed. She's not in. She's not in.
She's not in. But
But yeah, and this
you're going
queue
to cut her in half and
is
spin it around.
this queue's
Oh my God.
holy shit. This
Alakazam!
You got a pair of queens.
Oh my God.
so this queue's 5 miles long. Now, right? And it's been at that length pretty much all weekend. You're talking 30 hours in this queue to get from front to back. A whole day worth of queuing, right? So David Beckham, you know who David Beckham is?
Yeah.
That's the one they'll know.
He's been
got out there.
Yeah. So he's had like sort of nationwide praise because he, as a sports star, queued up just like everybody else
Because
to
he
pay
wants a
his
knighthood
respects.
pretty badly.
He is desperate for knighthood. And so, did you see his performance when he came in?
Yeah.
Oh, David.
Dabbing a
He
tear.
dabbed a tear from the driest eyes you've ever seen. And he just dabbed a tear like this. Mom. God, it was pathetic. But there's 2 TV presenters called Philip Schofield and Holly Willoughby, and they present a really popular show called This Morning. And they
Just your standard trashy morning magazine show.
Yeah.
Okay.
They jumped the queue to sort of see, because they're celebrities, they got like a fast pass, and everyone fucking hates them for it.
Yeah.
They
They've
are
become
like national pariahs now
Yeah.
for 48 hours.
Also, just the idea of, okay, if you want to process your grief, everybody grieves differently.
Grieve's a strong
If-
word for
if-
an old lady you didn't know, but fair.
Yes, but if there are a lot of people who co-opt other people's grief, like there was when my stepfather passed, my mother posted signs in the apartment building, like in the elevator, like for those who knew him, here's where the funeral is, et cetera, et cetera. And this neighbor who he had never met, came to the door to pay her respects, quote unquote, and started crying. And then my mother's now crying because she's like brought up her trauma.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there going like, you asshole. Like you so wanted to be included in this that you had to come to our house and be like, I'm going to pretend to be sad because after all, I just heard of a person who died.
Yeah.
Like, so there are a lot of people who I would say profit emotionally off grief.
Oh,
Sure.
Yeah,
There's like a grief Olympics in this country at
Yeah.
the moment. Everyone's trying to show off how much more sad they are than everyone else. There's loads
and
of that.
oh yeah, I mean the realty offices first and foremost.
Yeah.
The
but-
bookies across
Speaking
the
of
road.
which,
they-
9/11.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that's
I
true.
you guys haven't mentioned 9/11, but like we're Americans, and
Sure.
Yeah, if
I
you
know.
could pay your
9/11.
respects, we'd
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Sure.
I know it's been a while, but it's like 9/11.
I'm trying not to forget. I do
Yeah.
have ADHD though, so
Yeah.
I might. So like, I'm trying.
Yeah, 9/11 is my birthday, so I literally cannot forget. But
Is it your birthday?
it is. Yeah.
Oh, mate, that is bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
what,
have-
were, what were you
I love
doing
that
on
he
the
just
day?
said that as if I didn't know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm aware it was bad. It was bad.
What
when-
were you doing on the day? Were you like having like a bottomless brunch when the towers went down?
No, well, I mean, it was a little early.
He had an American pancake stack.
Also, how old do you think I am? I was
Old or gay?
I was
for a
in
bottomless
I was
brunch, I
in
think.
college. I was in college. We actually went out the night before,
Right.
Because a buddy of mine's
Oh,
birthday
that's
is
a bad
the 10th.
hangover.
Well, the buddy of mine's birthday is the 10th, and so we would go out on the 10th,
Sure.
Yeah.
and so we could celebrate both of our birthdays. And because of that, we saved the lives of one of our friends. One of our friends worked in the towers,
No.
got so drunk at our party that he went home with a girl he normally would not have gone home with.
Sure.
She took forever to get out of the apartment that morning. He goes to work. He gets off the train as one of the towers is falling, and he's one of the people like running from the rubble. And so we joked with him for years. We're like, hooking up with her should have killed you, but it ended up saving your life.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Fuck. That's
Yeah.
a proper sliding doors, isn't it?
Well, one of the things that the terrorists really didn't count on is how late Americans go to work. Like bombing us before 10 a.m. What are you thinking? Like that's utterly ridiculous.
Yeah,
Like you want to hit us at noon.
Yeah, this is it. I get a lot of grief off Freddy. I'm a very late riser, but I'm just looking after myself. I'm just making sure I don't get into any terrorist attacks.
I
Yeah.
think it's mental. Morning is the best part of the day.
I strongly disagree.
No. Morning. And this is weird for comics, but I'm a up at 8 a.m. guy.
You know who agrees with you? Terrorists.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly. He's got
think
the
about
beard.
that.
Why do you think I have the beard, Rob?
In fairness, they're on a different time zone though.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, they came to the States and they didn't realize the.
They were just so jet lagged. Or like they just
Exactly.
they just couldn't fly that plane right.
Jet lagged. Oh no, that was the problem. The jet lagged, and it's. I am an early riser as well, and this is something that we definitely disagree on because Rob will be up when I wake up, but it's because he hasn't gone to sleep yet.
Yeah. I'm the same. Yeah.
So,
I'm one of
yeah.
them. Yeah.
But
I'm a
also
night goblin.
Rob's a poker player though, and so
Right.
he'll be like the first tour we did together. It was wild because we'd come back from the show at get back to our hotel at like midnight or whatever, and he'd be like, "All right, I'm gonna go out and play poker."
Yeah.
And then we'd be like, "All right, well, we're leaving at 7 a.m." He's like, "Okay, I'll be back by then."
Yeah.
And like that was he would just sleep in the
Wild.
van, and then
You managed to find the one like occupation that's more degenerate than stand-up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I was like, this is pretty shaky, but I want more shaky than that. my brother Steve is a professional poker player, full time,
Right.
has been for about like 15 years.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a family business.
Yeah, one of my mates from school's a professional poker player now.
nice.
Yeah.
hearing them talk, like I used to think I was good at poker because I would play like cash games with my friends, and
Sure.
I
Yeah.
referred to one of them as the ATM because they were really bad at it. But I was like, oh, I'm a good poker player. I could play poker. And then once when we were touring, I heard him just talking to his brother,
Yeah.
just one side of the conversation about a game that he had played the night before, and just hearing how well I was like, oh, I suck at poker.
Oh, yeah.
I have no idea. Like immediately, I thought of all the conversations where I've heard like open micers try to tell us what comedy is, and immediately I was like, "Oh, that's what I am for poker."
So
That is-
Yeah.
I play a fair bit of poker as well. During lockdown, we had a comedians like poker league, so we played Poker Stars and stuff. We'd
Oh,
have
awesome.
like Zoom up and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And my mate is a professional poker player as well. I know this is like fucking, everyone's saying, my mate's this as well. Like, my mate's a professional poker player as well. And so we have a chat and stuff, but it's through him I know how much I don't know. So I'm at the point where I can calculate pot odds and I can calculate implied odds and fucking EV and shit like. But the minute it gets anything over that, it's just insane.
Oh, on the last tour, so Rob has been teaching two of the other support acts how to play,
Yeah.
and they, so they would go to casinos every night.
Is
And-
this Dan Muggleton, by the way? He's a mate of mine.
No, not Dan,
Right,
not Dan,
sure.
because this is in the States, so Dan,
cool, yeah,
can't really make
Yeah,
that
yeah.
because we have immigration policies, but
Standards,
so-
you might call it.
exactly, yeah.
So do we now, thanks to Brexit? Come on!
So, hey, we Brexited from you guys before it was cool. All right.
That's true. You did
Yeah,
do
we've
the
all
OG
seen
Brexit.
Hamilton. Come on.
So that's why we don't have the Queen. So,
Well,
although
neither do we
technically,
now, yeah.
now you guys don't either. So, they came back from one of the casinos, and one of the other acts told me that there was a dealer who, when Rob finished a game, thanked him for the pleasure of watching him play.
What the?
Really?
What
Yeah.
a kiss ass.
I know.
Thanks for letting me watch you play poker.
Well, it was
Did
it.
you
It,
get
it was
my
at
tip,
it was
did
at it was like a 1-2 game, and somehow I had like $1,400 in front of you, and it was a $200 max buy-in. So it was really hard to kind of like accumulate money there. You get yourself in one pot, and all of a sudden that's the 200. So I kind of buy and I busted it buy, and so I was in for about 5, and then I was up 14, so it was actually I had like about 1,700 like in front of me, which is like very hard to do at a 1-2 game, and that's what the dealer said too. Because my friend, both of them, they were like, you're doing pretty good. I was like, this is kind of insane. I was like, just so you know.
Yeah.
And the dealer's like, that's about as good as you're gonna get
Also,
at a crummy 1-2.
Considering
like
the
this.
listeners to this podcast send in videos like the stuff behind us,
Oh, yeah.
like you casually saying you have $1,400 in front of you, that's more money than they've ever heard of.
That
Like
is
that-
true, mate. Yeah, I would run from this studio.
Yeah, we just come out and there's a bunch of people with like bats with spikes in it, just
So
waiting
that's
for
our
us.
demographic.
Oh, they're just
Yeah.
putting that in their butt.
I don't know about you, Rob. Maybe you'll disagree with this, but I find, as somebody who knows a little bit about playing poker, I find it fucking impossible to play against somebody who has no idea how to play poker.
Oh, right.
So for me personally, so I at the beginning would lose money playing against absolute novices during lockdown because I'd be playing like I was playing with my mates who also knew how to play poker. And so I'd be, betting in position, I'd be 3-betting the pot and just doing basic sort of things to test the water. And then you'd be looking at somebody, you'd be going down into a showdown with them, and you'd be like, right, okay, well, there's no way that they've hit the ace because of this. There's no way because of this. There's no way because of this. And then they'd flip over, I've got a 9 and a 2. And you'd be like,
Well, have you ever played golf with someone who doesn't know how to play? Or actually, even better, have you ever played billiards with someone who can't play?
We're more pool.
Or pool or whatever. I just didn't know what you called it. I was going to call it pool, and I was like, I think they say billiards here.
We
I
say
don't know.
pool. Billiards is a different game, slightly.
Okay.
In the UK, anyway.
We truly don't know what we're talking about in America.
yeah. So pool is what you know.
So pool.
Smaller balls,
Yeah.
Billiards over here.
Okay,
Smaller balls, and we get our dicks out and we push the balls with our penises.
That's what's happening behind us.
So for her Madge.
If you use your vag for her Madge, that's what they say. So, oh god, I'm gonna get. Do they have canceling here?
Not on this podcast.
Okay, fair enough.
good.
You're
All
good.
right.
So, if you've ever played 8-ball with someone who can't play, it's so much harder for you to play because all the fucking balls are in the way because they haven't hit anything.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Sorry, don't worry about that, mate. It's like
The mic just attacked Rob. So, like, I think it's similar to that when you're you can't use your strategy against someone who doesn't know what the fuck they're doing.
Audiences are like that as well, aren't they? Sometimes, I look at an audience and I go, I'm not going to do any jokes.
That is a delightful excuse. That is.
Just gonna play some 8-ball myself. All right.
Yeah, it's always the audience's fault. I get how it is. No, I know what you're talking about. There was I did a show where like this comic who was just such a fucking hack went up and murdered in front of me.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, I don't want to do well tonight.
Yeah.
Like if they liked that.
Yeah. Well, I've had it the opposite way around as well, where like a really hacky musical act has been closing, and like everyone
What
else.
was his name?
You know who it is. Shut up. But yeah, like he's always trying to make me start beefs on podcast, and I'm not doing it right.
Yeah.
So unnamed shit musical comedian, right? And he's doing awesome. And we're at the back, right, of the other comedians. We've been having we've all had a tough night, and we're watching him rip by making like the crowd shout animal noises. And we all just felt a lot better about not having a great night. It was just that's what they want.
Oh yeah, I've seen
right,
that
well,
too.
fuck them.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. But normally it is my
I
fault.
was at a gig on Thursday in Edinburgh,
Yeah.
and it was absolutely the audience's fault and the organisers' fault and everyone's fault but mine for one of the biggest piece of shit gigs I think I've done in fucking years.
Well, since last weekend of the one that you ran.
Yes, since the last weekend, the one that I ran.
Yeah.
The one.
Yeah, you remembering now last
Yes, the
week?
one where we were offered all of the drugs.
Yeah, I walked into the toilet and they didn't even know I was a comedian, and a guy offered me 5 different drugs for free, which is an incredible hosting.
Yeah, it was like in Beauty and the Beast, the Be Our Guest song where they just bring out food. It was like that, but with Coke and Cat.
I've heard about the legendary English hospitality. And
This gig in Edinburgh was horrible. So we
Scottish hospitality.
Well, Edinburgh is the most English place in Scotland.
Yeah. It's quite posh. Edinburgh,
yeah, I've been. I've done the Fringe.
So yes, totally. So you've done the Edinburgh Fringe. Now, of the thousands of venues that there are at the Edinburgh Fringe, these people decided to do the comedy outside. Next to a beer garden. It was
bringing it back to COVID
fucking
times.
freezing. There was no tent or anything like that. It was just like this canopy over the top. Oh, and there was a circular stage that was in the middle of loads of park benches, and I had to rotate around like a fucking rotisserie chicken trying to do comedy like on a circular loop.
But what's great is each time you do a lap, you get a new drug.
It was.
Just hold them up.
I knew you guys are into your roundabouts, but that's fucking ridiculous.
It was absolutely shit.
I saw footage. You put the footage up. It looked like he'd stood up like, "Oh, Captain, my Captain!" Like
my wireless microphone as well. Nice one. Thank you very much.
No.
Also was right. So check this out. So I did 5 minutes. So they had a sound tech on who looked about 12 years old, and it was a student at the university, because the whole thing is like we have to have students for sound tech, etc., etc. So I'm doing the gig. It's fucking hard as shit, but I'm doing crowd work to get them on side. And I did about 5 minutes of crowd work, and I was like, right, I'm at the point now where let's do my opening joke. Right, let's move into the set. Midway through my opening joke, the mic suddenly drops from about 90% loud because we're outside to about 25%. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? Why have you done? So afterwards, I spoke to the sound tech. I went, why did the mic drop? And she went, no, it was a guy. He went, he said, oh yeah, somebody said that it was a bit loud, so I just turned it down. It's like, I want to.
Wow.
I've never wanted to wrap my hands around someone's neck before and go, why would you do something that would make my life so much harder?
I will take a student sound tech over one of these grizzly guys that think they've known everything.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're just like, one time I did sound for someone who knew the Stones. Like, we had a guy in, and this is a big venue. This was the Knitting Factory in Boise, which is 600-seater. And this guy, so we go through, he keeps insisting how he wants to sound. And I'm trying to be respectful. And I'm trying to do, I don't want to be a diva. I don't want to be like, it's my fucking show. Sure. But I was like, hey, I know you guys usually do music at this venue. We're a little different. Yeah. I'm trying to do everything I can to be like, you are wrong and stupid without saying those words.
So, you are incorrect and thick.
Exactly. So finally, we get him to set the sound how we want to. We go through the sound check. It takes forever. And then he goes, all right, now I'm going to set it back down to show volume. And he just changes it. And I go, what? We just did all that. Why did we do all that? What do you think we were doing? Do you think we just wanted to hear how it might sound if it went to this level? Just curious? And so then we had him set it up again. And then during the show, he dropped it again.
Fuck.
And we're just like, what you want to hear and what we want as performers aren't the same thing. And your only job is to set it up how the performer wants it. Yeah. Your job isn't to tell me like, oh, well, this is, when I was touring with bands in the 80s, it'd be like, well, you're not right now.
Yeah,
so,
I'm not Van Halen, mate. I'm one bloke with a microphone.
Exactly.
Can we make it different?
Oh, my God, I'm not Van Halen?
Yeah, I'm sorry to break this to you, but you are not Van Halen.
Guys, I got to go.
It's like they are the most, I think, pound for pound, the most miserable profession on earth, sound guys. Like, they are, competitively miserable. They're all competing to be the most.
But I do find that every now and then we get one where they're just agreeable and wonderful, and they're just like, yeah, whatever you need, mate.
It can be done.
Exactly. Let's do it. And I'm just like, how do you not work everywhere?
Yeah.
You seem great.
Yeah. There is a midpoint, and it's Colin at the Frog and Bucket in Manchester, right? It's a great comedy club, and Colin is the most miserable fuck on earth, but he will do anything to help you. So the thing is, he pretends he's dead miserable, and he's like, I'll go sort it, and he just does everything.
Nice.
I love when they get a new soundboard, and it just wrecks their world. They're just they're like in their 60s. They're like, I don't know whenever they got this machine here.
Literally me this morning.
I was just setting up this podcast.
Like you're the sound guy. Just take a day, take a week. Just figure out some buttons.
Read some things, see what happens.
Were you with us? I think it might have been Toledo. I'm trying to remember where it was. Where there was a guy that was very much like that, who completely didn't know, and from stage, we're trying to fix it because he did something after sound check. Yeah. And we're yelling to each other from stage of hey, can you turn the gain down, etc. Yeah. And finally, so I usually for my shows, I'll do 5 minutes, welcome everybody, and then bring up the first support act. And so first act goes up and I run back and I just said to him, I go, hey man, can I fix this?
Yeah.
And he just gives me this this new board, I don't really know how to do it. And I was like, okay, no problem. And I just go and I was like, we deal with a different board every night. They're all basically the same, I also want to be like, hey, move the knob up or down. They're labeled. Just a heads up, they're labeled. So I finally go to do it and the guy just goes, yeah, ever since they got this new board. And I go, when did they get the board? And he goes during the pandemic. And I really wanted to say hey man, do you want to work the door or something? Why do you?
Ever since I got this new door, it used to be a push, now it's a pull. I can't even.
It's all digital. It's one of those you got to put the keypad in, and I was just used to turning it. It's just too much.
During the pandemic, you got time to learn. What else is going on, man? You've got a year where you're not allowed to do anything. Just sit with your board.
Yeah.
Have a little play. Watch a YouTube video.
So Steve, you've
ever since they got this new YouTube, it's too much.
You've been to the UK before several times.
Yeah. I think this is my 6th tour.
But Rob, this is your first time.
This
here.
is my first time.
Yeah.
What is so
welcome.
far?
He said he said he wouldn't come to the UK as long as the Queen was alive. It was kind of rude, honestly. I thought it was a bit disrespectful, but the second she died, he was like, "All right, buy the ticket. I'm in."
I'll be honest. I'm happy with the trade-off. I'm pretty pleased that we've got Rob. Fucker. So
Let's pop you on a coin.
so. In the day that you've been here,
Yeah.
what's the weirdest things that you've noticed so far? It's sort of jarring. I'm always fascinated to find like what England looks like through American eyes. Do you know? Because when I went to America, like my first thing was, oh my god, there are so many fat cunts. Do you know? Like they were everywhere.
You never felt more at home.
Yeah.
My people.
Yeah, you do look American. You do. Yes. You have.
It does.
You're wearing a Carhartt hat, like
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah. He looks a
absolutely
little
fit
bit
in.
Jan 6th, doesn't he?
Oh my god!
So I've only I don't know what Jan 6th is.
When they stormed the Capitol building, mate.
Oh
Yeah,
Watch the
we're
news.
sure you don't know.
Yeah, yeah,
Likely
yeah.
story.
Yeah, where
Okay.
were you?
I thought
I was climbing that wall.
so. I've been to America once. I went to Florida as a kid, and that was I hated it. It was dreadful.
Sure.
But I'm well aware that Florida and particularly Disney World isn't America.
Right.
Like
I mean,
it's,
what
I mean,
could be more American?
I was about to say
Yeah.
you're currently dressed like Florida with a sweatshirt. Like,
If Florida got a winter.
yeah, yeah, you're northern Florida.
so what is like? I mean, for me, I found it like the whole thing. I just found the fact that everything was bigger.
Number
mental.
plates was the license plates.
Yeah.
It was a big thing because ours are all really regulation and boring. They're all like white on the front, yellow on the back, and like
Yeah.
just really standard font. And it's just like just in America they're all different. They've got states.
Oh, we
on,
like to
little
make
things.
them silly and
Yeah.
fun, huh? When you live in the suburbs and have no joy in your life, get a custom license plate. It'll make your day.
This is it, but everyone does. They were really common, and like if you got a personalised number plate in the UK, people think you're a dick.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, we think they're a dick also.
Cool.
It's just they don't know that the other one's a dick.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get you. But yeah, that was the thing. I was like,
A couple things I noticed. One is that everybody was very international in a way. You know, I had a friend like, British accents. I was like, well, I'm seeing a lot of Indians and others.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, so it wasn't just
Yeah.
that. And I hear people speaking French. And I just keep
especially
hearing
in
these different
London,
languages.
you get all languages from all around the world.
Yeah,
Like,
yes.
And in Manchester, where I live, the same.
And you're in
in
Liverpool
Horwich here not so
tonight,
much.
aren't you? So
Yeah.
that's its own accent, the Scouse.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, you're
prepare to
the-
not understand heckles.
Yeah.
I didn't understand our pilot. Do you remember when our pilot came on? He's like,
Oh,
I was like, if we crash, I don't even know how to follow your instructions. But yeah, that was the one thing. I was like, I'm going to hear all these fun British accents, and so far it's been just a bunch. I heard Italian and French, and so I was like,
Can you hear the difference between mine and Rob's?
yeah, absolutely.
So ours is quite similar as far as accents go.
Yeah, we're both Northern England, but
Yeah.
we're on different sides.
So he's Yorkshire, I'm Lancashire.
Well, it's like what every couple kilometers there's a new
Pretty
accent.
much.
Like I can
Pretty
genuinely
you got this
tell.
much. You got all this, more
Yeah,
of
the
a
lot.
guttural thing in the
That's
back of your
it.
throat here. So when
Exactly,
I'm
yeah.
listening to you, I'm gonna, this is
Yeah.
this is raw. But you got a little more on the higher end ish.
Yeah.
Whereas if you listen to Tom's from Manchester, so he has a more Mancunian.
Oh, Tom, give me.
I'm
your-
actually from Warrington, so it's in the middle of Manchester. and
Ooh.
Liverpool. So
very
in
cool.
Warrington, there's like 4 different accents just in one town.
Yeah.
Because there's like a Scouse side and a Manchester side and a Northern and a Southern side.
So like I
Oh,
can
very
genuinely like tell like there's about a 20-mile range where I can normally get which town they're from.
Well, we can. I mean, we can kind of do that in the States, where like, like Southern accents, for instance.
Sure.
Like they're very different. Like, Texas is a little deeper. Tennessee is more of a twang. In West Virginia, they don't even speak English. Like it's, they. I mean, and this is true, by the way. There was a TV program on bootleggers in the mountains of West Virginia, and they subtitled the English to English.
Yeah.
Wow.
We get that with Scousers and Glaswegians.
Yeah.
They're the ones that'll get
Geordie
subtitled.
as well sometimes.
Sometimes,
Geordie
yeah.
as well.
Oh, we
That's
were.
Newcastle Geordies.
I was at a. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I had a great story where because there's a lot of great Australian and British actors who come to the States and they'll have these like American accents. Sometimes you don't even know for the longest time. You're like, oh my God, Christian Bale, no way, or something like that. And there was a British friend of mine who, I don't know if you guys can relate to this, but it seems like British people they're a little more snooty about the accents that American actors try to put on when it comes to
yeah.
Dick Van Dyke is still a persona non grata with that Mary Poppins voice.
And so there was one, I felt so vindicated. It was great. This British friend of mine, he's calling out this actor. Oh, that British accent sucks. And the actor was British. And I was like, you fucker, you have no idea. You didn't know.
That's
you didn't
fantastic.
know at all. And I don't know what it is about Americans, but either we don't know or we just don't care. I'm not sure the mix of American accents. Like I think Hugh Laurie, for example, plays House.
Yeah.
It seems to just go nasally, and that seems to be one as long if you're always kind of speaking like this, like a lot of
noise.
That's like the one thing I can kind of pick out if I see an actor going a little too nasally. I go, I think this person's putting on an American accent.
Firing two pistols into the air.
That sounds like the way that you did that. That just sounds like any American complaining to a manager. Just
yeah.
That's what they hear.
Do you guys have like British TV shows that you watch? Because I watch loads of American TV shows.
Let's see.
Yeah, I mean, well, there were ones that were super popular. I mean, Downton Abbey was huge in the States.
Right. Yeah.
And
so
there's
it really
also,
feeds into what you think Britain is.
Yeah. We all assume that Britain, depending on what part of England, it's either Downton Abbey or Game of Thrones. Like, we just have to figure out which of the two.
Which one am I?
You're
over
from the
wall,
north.
man.
You're gonna die for Jon Snow for sure.
Yeah, you are absolutely a wildling.
King of the North.
Yeah. You've got the beard. It's from the north. You gotta.
I've never watched either. I've never watched Game of Thrones. I've never watched Downton Abbey.
They're very similar shows.
What's the one where everybody fucks? There's
Yeah.
a new one. There's a sexy one. What was that one?
Bridgerton.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh, my other half watched that. I just couldn't.
Yeah, and then there's the classic comedies. There's the Monty Python and the Fawlty Towers and stuff like that. That I think a lot of us have seen.
Well, we keep on taking shows and then Americanizing them, so that's the problem.
Like, it worked really well with The Office. But there's been a lot of attempts at British TV.
Oh, The In-Betweeners.
In-Betweeners was
Oh,
awful.
dear
Peep
God.
Show was awful.
Yeah, but I think that's very British humour. Those kind of things. Do you know what I mean?
But so was The Office, but it translated. They made it into their own thing.
But also the difference in the thing that made the American version of The Office more palatable to American audiences is that they made the bad characters have redeeming qualities.
They made them nicer.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, I watch The British Office and I'm like, oh, I want everyone on this show to die. Like, this is...
But that's what British life is like. We're all miserable fucks. We all hate each other.
Yeah.
We're all just, like, grinding through life. That's why it's the most successful sitcom ever in Britain.
Yeah.
And, like, it's because we all went, yeah.
And also, as well,
that's us.
If you work in an office in the UK, you don't work in an office and go to your co-workers and think, God, I bet they have redeeming qualities.
Yeah.
Fair.
You go, fuck that cunt.
It's microwaving fish again, the prick.
Do you reckon there'll ever be an American version of Dead Men Talking? Do you want to do a spin-off of that?
Yeah.
That'd be great.
I feel like I feel like if there is, as long as we can franchise it and make money out of it, then that's
good.
fine.
Yeah,
Because the
go
war
Imagine-
demonetization was a bad fucking choice retrospectively. It was very funny at the time to go, hey, what if we didn't make any YouTube ad revenue? Wouldn't that be funny?
That's a hilarious thing to do for an episode.
yeah.
Where you're like, what a fun thing. This episode won't be monetized.
To be honest, we were demonetized every episode before we did that because I open every episode by calling Freddy a fat cunt. And if you do that on YouTube, they take your ad revenue off you. And I find it very funny to keep doing that.
Do you know what one of my favourite American TV shows is? I mean, I mainly only watch reality TV because I'm a basic bitch. But my favourite thing to watch at the moment is Bar Rescue.
Your Florida is coming out.
Yeah. I've watched a bit of Bar Rescue. I fucking hate John Taffer. I think he's a big knobhead. Have you seen the pirate bar episode? It's the episode.
I haven't seen much of it.
So, like, basically, the basic premise is guy goes in, shouts at everyone in a bar, makes it better. But there's one episode.
Yeah, and then those bars close within a year.
Yeah, it's Kitchen Nightmares, but just with a different
it's the same.
loud
Talk about a
fucker.
British thing.
100%.
Yeah.
But there's one episode where he goes into, like, it's a pirate-themed bar. Right, and everyone in there is like weirdos who like dresses up as pirates all day and they love it. They've got the little community of being pirates and it's all they've got in their lives. And he's like, it's beautiful. Like, we built this little thing for ourselves. And John Taffer paints it all beige and renames it Corporate Bar. And like, genuinely, it's that on the nose.
What?
He calls it Corporate Bar. And all the staff on opening night had just stood there like, and the next day they painted it back to pirates. The next day. and then it shut down within a year.
That show came into a comedy club in the States and basically
I saw that
closed
episode,
it
yeah.
because they were like, this green room isn't big enough for celebrities.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, well, we can't afford celebrities.
Yeah.
And like they took
It's for
out
comedians.
they took out like a third of the seating to make a green room and I do understand the idea. Like, I've played a lot of clubs where, and when we travel 5-6 people deep.
Yeah.
And some of these green rooms are like, come on, we need at least put a chair in here or something.
Yeah.
But the idea, they made a green room with 30 couch seats, like 30, and I was like, there is no one who has that many friends
Yeah.
that they go to Scottsdale with.
Yeah.
There's no, like, you're looking at this completely wrong. And
Let's
like,
take the posse to Arizona.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, why don't we? You know what I love? Heat.
Yeah. Are they having the fucking Wu-Tang Clan on?
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's not how comedy works. And
What club was this?
This was I'm blanking on the name. Stand Up Scottsdale.
Yeah, they made it into like they sort of franchised it to a chain, but not really.
Well, kind of. Yeah,
They
they
put the
basically
branding on it, but none of the actual benefits of it or something. It was weird.
It was really weird because they didn't even get the licensing for real. It was
Yeah.
at the Laugh Factory, who
That's it.
I used to be an exec at the Laugh Factory.
Right.
And so, like, the kind of behind the scenes is the Laugh Factory was already scouting out a place in Scottsdale.
Right.
And so they just, like, let them use the name to get the TV of it. And then they, like, didn't want to actually be affiliated with that club because they had their own location that they were buying.
Right.
And so they just, like, let it temporarily. It was ridiculous.
Yeah. It was. It's not a good show for like helping people. I think Nathan for you probably has a better record of actually helping
Yeah.
than Bar Rescue.
It's so funny because that popped into my head. I was like, is that what these shows have been, where they don't really care or aren't putting in the research?
no,
and-
it's
and
just about
like,
the TV
whatever.
show. They don't give
Yeah.
a fuck about it actually
One
working.
week
They're
later.
on
Oh, yeah.
good telly. You know.
God, I don't watch it to watch bars get turned around.
Yeah. I want to see a mushroom growing out of a fridge. You know, I want to see that thing where they're like, look how gross your fridge is.
And I want to see him scream in some poor fucker's face.
You know what they never do? A follow-up episode.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I was thinking, because truly my only interaction with this is like half a dozen Kitchen Nightmares episodes that I've watched in the American version. And I was like, oh, that's cool. There's Long Island. I know a couple of things. And I was like, well, that's nice. And then there was like 2 episodes where it was kind of like that, where I'm like, I don't think you did a good, I don't think they're happy with this. And, like you kind of ruined their whole little thing, the vibe that they had. Well, yeah, it wasn't going great, but whatever.
But they blanded it out completely.
Yeah, and basically what you're saying is that, like, oh yeah, you thought that was bad. Now they just done spin-off after spin-off of shows that basically don't give a shit about if they ruin, just tank your business.
Yeah, there was like a tattoo one I saw that only lasted a season where they're going to tattoo shops and fix them, but like, all you need to do is just do better tattoos. That's all anyone cares about. I've never been to I'm not going to that tattoo artist. This sofa's shit.
I love the idea of John Saffer going, the green room isn't big enough.
Yeah.
The green room of this tattoo artist needs to change 30 sofas.
I like the idea of them doing the same thing they did with a pirate tattoo and make it a corporate tattoo. Like, that would be fantastic, where they're like, this skull and bones. Yeah, they just make it a Xerox machine.
Yeah. Can I have 2 skulls and a rose? And he just does an IBM symbol.
Yeah. Just draws a desk over it. You're like, this isn't.
We actually have a surprise for you guys. This is a show. We're doing a podcast makeover.
You stay away from the wall.
No, we're taking the wall down. That's one. More couches.
That is the first thing Taffer would do. Do you need so many pictures of
in
prolapses?
fairness-
What's
in
with all the
fairness,
microphones? Too many microphones. Get them out of here.
The first thing I would do is also take the wall down. So
Well, it's not your podcast, Steve, so the wall stays.
We want more walls of demonetization.
Do you know what needs to come over here? Like over to the US, if you don't have it already? A British TV show, which I think is the best concept for anything ever made. It's called, that's a stretch, isn't it?
Yeah, Jesus. No hyperbole.
It's called Don't Tell the Bride.
Yeah, this is a
I've not
banger.
heard of it.
So Don't Tell the Bride is where a groom plans the wedding for him and his wife, but they always pick guys who are the most tone-deaf, single-minded, fucking idiots.
And crucially, they give them the money for the wedding. They pay for the wedding, the producers, but they don't quite give them enough.
No.
So they give them like £15,000, which is a lot of money. But for a wedding, you know, when they're trying to do spectacular things, it's stretching
And
it.
what they do as well is, in order to get the bride's hopes up, whilst the guy's planning the wedding, they take her around country village castles and stuff and go, wouldn't it be nice to have your wedding here? And she goes, oh, yes, it would. And then he's trying to get a 500 quid deal on a social club or
Yeah,
something
because
like
he
that.
spent 10 grand on the stag do. It's what always happens. They spend 10 grand on the stag do and then send their missus down the
Mate,
local pub for the night.
I watched one where they had the wedding on a pig farm because, and I
Romantic.
quote, she said once that she liked pigs.
Now, is this the prequel to Divorce Court?
It really is. There's a lot of overlap between the two. You know,
Yeah.
you can just watch them on there, then just go on to Jeremy Kyle.
There's a
watch them
really
later.
famous episode of that where they go out to Vegas, and it actually splits them up. This right?
Yeah, it ruined the relationship.
It ruined their
my
marriage.
God.
They he flew out to Vegas with his best mate, and they were going to get married in Vegas. But this guy didn't even have enough money for plane tickets for all of her family.
Yeah.
So she gets to
Her
the
mother
airport.
couldn't go.
Yeah, gets to the airport, and she's got to the airport with 5 family members, and there's 3 tickets. It's like, one's for you, and you've got to choose 2 of your family to go.
What?
See you later. It's
They
fucking
literally
insane.
didn't get married.
Yeah.
The amazing thing about that also is there's no cheaper place in the States to fly to than Vegas. Like,
Sure.
there-
It's expensive from here, though.
Well,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah, yeah.
but at the same time, the idea that like it's probably cheaper to fly from here to Vegas
Yeah.
than from here to Paris.
Sure. Yeah.
Like
yeah, yeah.
it's to do that. Oh, like what did he spend the money on?
The stag do. Like, you know, it's like, so, well, like, what do you,
Well,
what do you
I'm
call a
pretty
stag
sure it
do?
was, bachelor
bachelor
party.
party.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it
pretty
was that. It was him and his mates went
I'm pretty
out
sure
in
he
Vegas.
spent 3 weeks in the MGM as well, planning the wedding.
Yeah.
so-
I also like the idea that they get to the airport and they're like, we only have 3 tickets for you. And then 2 of the dancers from the stag do come and take their tickets.
I think they should have sorted out, just throw the tickets in the air, scramble.
Yeah,
Let's go,
make it.
just
It's like
nanas.
it's like the bouquet. You're just
Yeah.
practicing, you know.
You mentioned Jeremy Kyle. I
Yeah.
did warm up for his show
What?
when he was filming in New York. So I did this for a little bit.
What was he doing in New York? Was he,
He was-
doing an American version of his show?
You know what? I don't know.
There
Yeah,
was
there
an
was an
American
American
version.
version.
Yeah,
Right,
okay. Yeah. So
Talking about American reboots you don't need. Jesus. Yeah.
and I up to that point I didn't even know who he was, and then quickly find out I'm like, oh, he's the
He's
British
the devil.
Jerry Springer,
He is Satan.
or-
Actual Satan. Yeah.
And I did this for a couple of days. I hated it because I'm a comic trying to do warm up for an audience, but this isn't a comedy show. It's this like other thing.
You're warming up for an argument.
Yeah. I'm just calling people ugly, just getting them all riled up. And the craziest thing too was that, they don't have like a huge budget. So I'm basically doing PA work on top of doing the warm up stuff. So
I go get people coffees.
exactly. Yeah. One of the PAs came out. They're like, okay, could you just let him know that breakfast is over and you got to move him in the room? I was like, could you do that? Because you're like the person with the headset and you seem like the person that should be doing that. I'm the funny guy. And I'm just like, so I literally was like, all right, guys. Yeah, we're done. We're done. Or put this scone down. No more. Get the croissant out of your hand. We're going in there. And then 2 minutes later, I was like, hey, who's ready to laugh? And I had to keep on going back out there. So like,
God.
that guy's
Man.
cheating on that person. Those 2 just fought. And they're like, yeah, go back out. We're about to film another episode. We need 10 minutes. You just go out. And I was like, oh God. It's the
That
same
sounds
crowd all
brutal.
day. It was a terrible gig. And I learned so much about, I wasn't sure how staged that was. I grew up watching not Jeremy Kyle, but Jerry Springer. And I was like, oh, I wonder how real and staged some of this is. But being backstage and seeing them come immediately off stage was like, very real, very real. These people are very real. And they're
Oh,
scary and they're upset.
Yeah.
So you're from New York, aren't you, Rob?
Yeah, I grew up on Long Island, about 40
Sure.
miles from New York City proper.
So I found a video today, and I want you to tell me whether or not this is a true representation of what New York is.
If you're enjoying Dead Men Talking, and why fucking wouldn't you? Well, maybe they've got taste or decency. But anyway, if you don't have those and you're enjoying Dead Men Talking, get on our Patreon at patreon.com/Dead Men Talk Pod. It is only £3 a month, and you get so much bloody stuff, don't you, Tom?
There's loads.
Loads of extra stuff, like an extra episode every week. Also, it's the only way that you can access the videos that we watch on the episodes if you join our Patreon and link it to Discord. Sorry, it's a little bit complicated, but it has to be due to the nature of the videos. So yeah, if you want to get in the dark room on Discord, it's the only way to do that. extra episodes, a load of extra little bits we put up there. All of our live roast shows go up there once a month, most months we put those up. So there's loads of extra stuff. It's £3 a month, and it keeps this podcast going. It means that even if people complain, it doesn't fucking matter. Patreon.com/DeadMenTalkPod. Get on it.
Please, I need them to pay me.
Can you click on plot twist for me, please?
Oh, great.
So this takes.
No, it's on there.
You've just cancelled it there.
hang on.
So
It's
sorry.
on Twitter,
Our
so that's why Twitter opened.
our
Our producer is the worst person on earth at using a computer. It's his only fucking job, and he's shit.
absolutely,
other jobs.
absolutely excellent.
Really good at
most
puns, so we kept him about.
stuff. So if you could just pause this, please.
Yes. Okay.
So
I saw
Can
Can we get the
bits of
volume
this.
on so we get it
Uh,
full screen?
so this is in a McDonald's in New York.
Yeah.
And
Our
have you
McDonald's is like
have-
this as well.
Have you seen this, Steve?
I have not seen
So
this. And
I've
I grew up in Queens.
So
Already, I did not recognize this as a McDonald's. So this must be like there's like a couple of really big ones in Manhattan.
Steve does not like fast food. I can
Right.
attest. This is 100% a New York City McDonald's. It's
Yeah.
exactly what it looks like
Yeah.
these days. Yeah.
So
100%.
I
What have you
called
done?
this plot twist because for me personally, watching this, it's a couple of minutes long. It's a fight, but my God, does the fight take a weird turn? Just pause it.
Oh
Now
man.
that is a bit of a baller move in itself, isn't it?
Yeah,
to
he's
have
taking
it.
three guys punching you in the face and to be just leant against a counter,
Yeah.
taking it like you don't give a shit.
Now, it's normally a really stupid move in a fight, this. Like, when someone's, like, puts their hands down and, like, go on, hit me then. The amount of people I've seen getting knocked the fuck out doing
Well,
that.
for me personally, I think this is your first indication that this guy is a fucking psychopath.
Well, the first indication he's a psychopath is that he's willingly standing near a McDonald's garbage can.
Yeah, he's leaning over it. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
touching it. Yeah.
Like there are human remains in that.
Yeah, that's
for
where
sure.
monkeypox comes from.
Yeah.
Now I haven't seen the first part of this video. This is interesting
Yeah.
to me. I will attest to how New York this is because I was going to go see a friend do a musical performance, and we're outside of the club, and there is a I don't want to misgender this person. I assume that it was a trans woman,
Right.
but just the looks of this person, face, just very masculine face, just happened to have a really nice set of tits, I will say. Just like perfect, really good job done.
Yeah.
And
I mean, that's the bit that you focus on first, I think.
yeah. But
Like during your transition, you don't go, right, I'm going to nail the nose. And I'm gonna work my way down. You go for tits first, do you?
yeah. But as bearded as any one of you guys, and just a dude up here, and then like perfect tits, and kind of a loose shirt, so kind of showing him off too. And the voice just everything else about this person was very masculine. And they are having a night because they just got kicked out from the early show. This person is spouting some racist epithets on top of that. So there's a very weird mixture of New Yorkness going on. We're like, yeah, there's a trans woman, but she's being pretty racist. So I don't really know how to.
How do I approach this liberally?
What's the right answer?
I just enjoy that like someone from Florida, for instance, would have no idea how to react. They would just be like, I love this, but I also hate this. It depends on which part of this I'm thinking about.
I like the violence.
Right.
Yeah.
And then there was a couple of like, cis white dudes who were just being like ultra like, and they're like getting really angry towards her, but not for the right reason. So there was a lot of, there was all this just good stuff going on. There was like, oh man, look at that. They're being so transphobic, but she's being racist and he's being that. I was like, this is so fun to watch. And then I wind up getting myself in the mix because eventually this person is like, now she is like going toe to toe with some of the guys, but then this one guy cold cocks her in the back of the head while she's dealing with him. This other guy, and this reminds me of, takes one of those like, the fold up chairs that I'll say
Like the WWE.
Yes, 100%. But specifically, these are the ones that are kind of like metals on the side and then wood slats in between.
Okay, yeah, I've got you. I've got you.
Takes one of these things and just like completely overhead smashes it over the back of this woman's head, and she takes 3 shots. 1, 2, 3, like right, and she's just like, and she just like this guy takes all, and after like between the second one, I grab the guy, I go, okay, I'm like, you got her, let's go, and she took him just like this, like a fucking champion.
The worst thing about that was that Rob was doing the warm up for her as well.
Guys, are we all enjoying our McDonald's? Yeah.
I think I just got an idea of how to get like the Trumpy people to accept trans women.
Oh yeah.
And it's if they are racist.
Nice.
Because then they'll just be like, hey, maybe they're not as different as we think.
I think you're onto something, man.
Yeah.
It's worth a try. Yeah. If you are trans watching this, be a bit
don't.
more racist, eh? Okay, help us out.
Yeah,
We're trying to go
maybe.
for equality, right?
Maybe.
Chuck a few slurs around. Why not treat yourself?
Yeah, I mean, what a bizarre road to acceptance that is.
Yeah.
You know. Anyway, right, carry on with this. So this guy's getting punched in the face, not flinching at all, not even asked.
Like they did punch him like they're in a dream.
Now, no, but watch, he's just chilling.
And he's acting bored.
Exactly.
amazing,
He doesn't give a fuck.
He's a real showman.
He's
But-
like, I'm just waiting for my fillet of fish.
They let him put his bag down.
Yeah.
Because
So-
they think he's going to fight them, and this is the big mistake. Because this is the plot twist, 3-on-1. But this
He's
guy,
gone into his inventory.
yeah. This guy has got a fucking cleaver,
It's an axe.
an axe, and he's just smashed the table to bits.
Now the vibe has changed.
Watch this partitional wall.
Whoa! Everyone who was just hitting him in the face is now shitting themselves.
Yeah, because there's no way for them to get out.
I know.
Is he wearing sandals?
And little booty shorts as well.
Is he in sandals? He's breaking glass in sandals.
Yeah.
He's like John
He's
McClane.
smacked
He's
that guy.
slapping.
Oh god, he's
Yeah.
And this
Oh, he
whole-
slaps him twice as well.
This girl, in a minute, he has a word with her, but he actually chops up the table to get to her. It's terrifying.
Oh, no, he's got sneakers. This is okay.
Oh, right. Okay, it's fine
Yeah,
then. Not
sorry.
weird.
Yeah.
You.
My mistake.
For a second, I thought this guy's vibe was off.
Watch this.
Nobody's taking this act seriously
Look.
enough.
No, I think they're all very scared
Does he
of
say
the
you're
axe.
free to leave to her?
I think he was saying that don't be afraid of me, be afraid of those guys who you're with.
Yeah.
But like again, if you're saying don't be afraid of me,
Look, just
while you're
chops
leaning over
the
someone's face, smashing their table with an axe, it's giving mixed messages, isn't it?
Yeah, I feel so torn.
Yeah. Because like, look, like the guy was the one being attacked, but I also don't know what happened before this.
Yeah. And I enjoy, though, that the girls are like, hey, man, he has an axe. Maybe you should leave him alone and let him get back to his bike messenger job.
How great would it be if he was the Deliveroo? For
I think
that?
he might be.
No
I think
way.
he might be a Deliveroo
No
guy. He's got
way.
a bike in.
does
He's
have
got a
a bike.
bike in there. He's going to be like a Deliveroo, just eat something. Yeah.
I like the idea. Like, he just finishes with all that and then turns to the counter and be like, all right, pick up one for Stacy.
No, he's not. He's not delivering food. He's delivering axes. It's Uber Cleaves, and he's just
axe
like
to
going.
go.
Uber Cleaves.
Lovely.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So, but yeah, generally, like good advice. If you start hitting someone in the face and they calmly go to get something from a bag, get the fuck out of there.
That's what I'm saying. Nobody's leaving. I'm like,
As soon as he goes in his bag, I'm
got
gone.
it.
I'm out of there. As soon as
Yeah.
the hand goes in there, especially in America, it could be a gun. An
yeah.
axe is actually
Exactly.
relatively
I
low key.
was genuinely surprised it wasn't.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, he's going into his inventory. I'm
Yeah,
like, oh, this guy definitely has a gun. This
Yeah.
is a McDonald's in New York.
Yeah.
That's another
That's
thing-
progress for your nation.
Yeah.
That's another,
You're doing better, guys.
it's another thing that I find absolutely mad about America is the whole gun thing. Because that's not something that everybody that you come into contact with in the UK isn't allowed to have a gun.
Well,
You
no,
say
with
that,
good
Freddy,
reason.
but
Yeah.
what did we do on Wednesday?
All right, we shot some new comedians with an airsoft rifle, but like
Oh,
different. It's
soft.
different. It's airsoft.
Airsoft.
Soft.
And they also
soft.
they also
There.
Didn't seem
And
so.
soft.
It's nice. It's cuddly.
they
yeah.
consented as well. They were
Yeah.
consensually
Yeah.
shot.
Yeah.
I think
When they
that's
turned up to the
important.
show, we were like, "Do you want to get shot?"
and they were like, yeah.
And they were like, how much stage time do I get?
yeah, this is it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're like, "We'll give you 10."
Yeah.
But yeah, it was.
sorry, I was going to say, second New York story that this reminded me of happened to me a few months back. I am down the blue line, ACE line, and there are these two younger women. This guy comes barreling up the stairs and basically just like shoves right past him, really gives him a good hit. And they just kind of take it like, and then he starts walking down the steps. And I'm just like, I go to him as he's walking down. Just got to let him know, like, hey, man, you can't do that. I'm trying to be as cool as I can be. So I literally, like, grab him on the left shoulder, and I'm trying to turn him like, hey man, like not cool. And as I tap him and start to kind of get his attention, he's holding a pizza box, by the way. So he's holding a pizza box. He's coming downstairs, and then as I grab him, he goes, "What the fuck, man?" And he has a hammer on top of the pizza box. I did not notice the hammer. And he drops the pizza box and starts wielding the hammer. I was like, whatever, man. You
Push
win.
who you want.
I got it.
Yeah. Do more shoving. I just wanted to come say, great work on the shoving.
2 things. 1, so glad I live in Pittsburgh now. And 2, what a great promotion from that pizza place to give a hammer with every large pie.
Oh no, I like the idea that he's going to
DI
pick. I like the idea that he's going to pick the pizza up, and his wife says, "Take the hammer."
You never know which young women you will run into on the subway that you need to protect yourself from.
You might need to shove past some people. Take the pizza hammer. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
I also enjoy that they have a pizza hammer. Like they have different hammers for different occasions.
Yeah.
Get the burrito hammer.
Should we watch the other thing that
please.
I found?
It's a burrito
on
pliers.
Now this isn't American. This is Russian.
Yeah.
How familiar are you guys with the crazy world of Russian combat sports?
Not at all. Oh.
Okay, so
Oh, man, I am on top of it.
Pause it.
So there is a phrase in combat sports of like fighting in the phone booth. So it's like where guys will like stand in front of each other and just exchange shots without stepping back. It's just a turn of phrase that the Russians have taken quite literally and gone, no, that's a great idea.
Well, Russia as well. Russia do this thing where every once in a while they will reinvent combat sports to their own gains.
You say once in a while, it's every 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Like
so
most.
they have like slapping championships and stuff where guys knock each other out with slaps. They have like UFC, but it's like 3 fucking midgets versus a really fat woman. Like it's just crazy. They just make it up as they go along. This latest iteration is 2 guys in a phone booth just knocking the shit out of each other, and it's fucking wild.
Ooh.
What has to go wrong in your life for you to be like, this is what I'm going to do?
I like how they're watching that, like they're like, oh yeah, he's winning. He's losing.
It's very hard to tell who's on top until someone's really losing.
Yeah, I was like,
Now
I could tell who's winning in that
you
one.
can tell at the end. It's like it's even. Oh, that guy's lost. Yeah. It's not. There's not a lot of skill. I don't think there's a lot of like finesse to this.
I think after a while they open it up as well, and like if you leave first, then that's you saying you've lost.
Right. Oh well, that's at least they get a way out then.
It's fucked though, is it? What a mental sport
I'm thinking
that
that
is.
this is how hard it is to make a phone call in Russia.
They just need more phone booths.
Yeah,
That's really the problem.
Just like, no, I'm calling my mom.
This wasn't even sanctioned. This was just 2 guys who really needed to make a
It's
call.
wild, isn't it? It's like 2 guys meeting up and going, do you want CTE? Because I'd love CTE. Shall we go into a phone booth and give each other CTE?
Both of those guys already had CTE.
Yeah,
before
no, to be
making that
fair,
decision.
It's a CTE decision going in the
Yeah.
phone booth. Yeah, no, to be fair. Yeah.
So what we do on this podcast as part of our thing is we get people to send in. What we say is send in the worst videos on your phone.
Yeah, before we get to the videos, do you want to see our competition?
Oh,
So we've been running a competition with our listeners and viewers to find out who's got the shittest dick. So
Do you verify that all these people are of age? And
Oh god, that's great.
well, his dick doesn't look like he is of age, to be fair. But we did get him to write down a thing with the right DMT on a bit of paper and put a 50p coin next to it so we know the scale. And we've got an entrant. Someone's
Our
actually
first
entered. Someone's entered our shit dick competition.
We're going to get him a trophy as well.
Yeah, we've got a little trophy that we're getting engraved
Right.
for them.
Go on. No.
Oh.
No.
So, okay, now that we've seen the Star Wars villain, where's the dick?
It's like a tiny volcano.
That is a shit
No,
dick.
it looks like a baking
Mate.
soda volcano.
Honestly, we've seen prolapses bigger than that.
We've got prolapse on the
We've
wall.
got
Look at that.
we've got prolapses on the wall that are
Now-
bigger than that.
This is an honest question. I'm Jewish, clearly I'm circumcised.
Sure.
Is that what it's supposed to look like when you're not?
Yeah, that's like it's smaller, but that's not too weird.
Yeah,
not
yeah,
too
yeah.
weird.
Oh yeah,
Like,
the head
that's-
of it isn't the weird bit.
Yeah.
The weird bit is the
We're all uncut
size.
over here, man. Like we're all hanging
Yeah,
free.
it's not even a Jewish thing. It's an
Yeah,
American.
yeah, yeah.
American
It's an American
We're
thing, all
very,
Jewish, yeah.
mostly cut.
Yeah,
But over here, we're hanging free with
Okay,
the foreskins.
because
You're outnumbered for foreskin wise in here.
Actually,
Oh, you cut?
I'm cut, so you two are out.
Whoa!
Welcome to the minority.
Hey!
I mean, either way,
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. I'm not sure. I'm not like, you guys are uncircumcised. I didn't agree to this.
Heathens.
You're making me look at that, and you think the problem that I might have with this show is that you guys are uncircumcised? We opened with 10 minutes of 9/11 jokes. So
Should have been 11.
yeah. So speaking of the towers falling,
This looks like Building 5.
this is
It's an inside job, actually. It is.
oh my god. What's the movie Loose Change? Yeah,
Well, this is our current front runner. We can't show it on the pod. They asked that we didn't broadcast it. We just judged it. So we're going to respect that and not put it out on the podcast. But
okay.
I would say to anyone watching, if you want to win, you're going to have to go hard. It's a pretty shit dick.
So no one
is
can
that
see this
hard?
dick.
I hope not.
Okay.
I really hope not.
Got it.
I hope it's a cold day and they're just trying to make it look as shit as possible.
They really want to win that trophy.
Yeah.
I hope they found an earthworm.
Yeah.
The pubes are almost as long as the dick.
I know. Oh, I'll tell you what,
Those
I
are
could
the
really go for a
straightest
button
pubes.
mushroom.
I gotta hit those are some of the straightest pubes I've ever seen.
They are wiry,
They are-
aren't they?
yeah,
Do you reckon
yeah.
there's a straightener
like
involved?
like elephant hair. They're just straight out.
Unfortunately, it's not like an elephant's nose. So there we go. That's our current front runner.
That
This
is-
a real person.
Yeah.
Or someone who, well, yeah, I'm assuming it's real.
Good on him
Yeah.
for not killing himself.
Well, he
I think
hasn't.
after he watches this, then
I was
maybe.
about to say, yeah, he hadn't
Maybe.
heard us react yet.
What's the DMT?
That's Dead Men Talking. That's
Men
for
Talking.
us.
Got it,
Yeah,
got it,
yeah,
got it,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
That's so we can verify that everyone's consenting.
Yeah. We're not making people
that's
take
good.
powerful hallucinogens and then get the dick out.
I thought he had taken so much DMT that he thought that was an actual penis. From that angle, honestly, though, that could be a belly button.
It could be an outie.
It could be a particularly egregious outie.
Yeah. I like the idea of winning the contest for both.
Yeah.
Like he's
Throw
like
that in the belly button department as well.
absolutely.
Why does part of me feel like he's wearing his nicest boxers for us?
Well, he doesn't stop. Come on, Freddie. He doesn't want to be embarrassed.
He's gone, look, if they take the piss out of my tiny little excuse for a penis, I'm fine with that. But I'm wearing nice underpants. That's the trade-off here.
It's sad that there's a picture of a queen in front of it as well, isn't it? God bless you, Mom. God bless you.
Yeah, good on the for scale. I like
Yeah.
that
So we know,
little coin
we
there.
needed some sort of item for scale
Right.
to ensure that they were truly shit dicks we were getting. So
I mean, to be fair, was that 50p not there?
yeah.
I would have still thought it was a shit dick. Like, I wouldn't have looked at that dick and gone, well, we need scale. It could be the Eiffel Tower for all we know. I'd look at that and I'd know it was shit.
If you put
Wait
that,
a minute, I've got 50p in my pocket. Let me just...
Yeah. So we could.
I wouldn't mind getting rid of the coin. If anyone's good at Photoshop, putting this in maybe like the American Southwest, because there's like if you got some good
Yeah, no,
Like,
it could
yeah.
fit in a mountain range.
yeah, absolutely yeah. It's like a little
No!
Yeah.
ooh.
That's how big a 50p is, yeah.
Oh, my
So
God.
we're
Have
doing.
you-
Did you not know how big a 50p
No, I know,
was?
but,
Yeah, but it's like looking at it in real
But
life.
when you
I was
look
like,
at
we
it,
should react to that.
Yeah.
I know, but
Hey,
when...
but wow,
It's
the
just
money I use every
barely-
day.
Right, okay. But I've
He's
never...
like, I only know 100-pound notes.
Yeah.
I've never looked at a 50p in relation to the size of how big a man's dick might be.
Well,
You
then
could-
I
you
say
could do
you've
it right
never
now.
lived.
Yeah. So that
Get it out.
just over the top there.
Yeah, and not much as well, because that foreskin's going to be about that much after the tip of the actual dick.
Yeah,
There's
man.
going to be a good there's a little bit
Oh,
of bunching that happens at the
bless him.
top.
Bless
So that's
him.
so a foreskin that's like a woman wearing heels.
A little bit, yeah. It gives you a little bit, gives you a little boost. Yeah.
Yeah.
Only when you're floppy though, so it's not much use.
Yeah.
Because obviously it retracts
Yeah.
as the
It's certainly not.
erection arrives.
It's certainly not much use here.
Yeah, Jesus. Well, thank you very much for sending that in there. You are our
yeah.
current winner. We're getting a trophy engraved for them. We're going to get it sent out. So this is our current leader. So if you've got a shit dick or vag,
Yeah.
Or
we're
vag.
opening it up.
Yeah, I'm
if you've
curious
got a
about
terrible vag,
Mhm.
then send us in a picture to 07520 644 931 on WhatsApp. Best podcast in the world.
What do you win if you win the shit dick?
We're making a trophy for him.
Okay, I think with this guy as well, because I wasn't expecting it to be this bad. No offense.
Are we gonna?
Offense.
I would pay extra.
Should we send him a penis pump?
I was going to deliver him a penis pump.
We'll send him a penis
We'll
pump.
send
as
him a
well, there we
penis
go.
pump.
And
Let's get him a prostitute.
Yeah.
At least give him an extra 50 pence.
No, because then we won't be able to see it.
Well, send him £1 since we know he's never had one.
Hey!
Nice. Nice.
Steve Hofstetter, ladies and gentlemen, currently touring the UK. So, should we see some of the videos that people have sent in?
Yes.
So, what we ask people to do is we ask people to send in the most fucked up video on their phone. We have we have 4 rules: no animals, no racism, no death, no kids. Although we're relaxing those.
We're relaxing the death one because like there's sometimes you can't be sure, and if they're probably fine, we'll have it.
Yeah, because we have watched sometime where we've gone, nah, that's dead.
Yeah.
So send your videos via WhatsApp only. Send them to 07520 644 931.
Can we start?
Is there anything that you guys you queasy at? Anything that you don't?
I don't think queasy. I just hope that everything of this is like consensual stuff and
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's what we aim
We're not.
for.
Yeah.
no like revenge porn or any of that.
No.
Definitely
Yeah,
not,
there's
no.
nothing like that. It's all
Yeah,
been
yeah.
vetted beforehand, so it's
This
all
is
just
it.
like I don't know, just people putting their penises places they shouldn't be putting their penises.
Yeah.
Sure.
There's
you like-
nothing illegal is the rule.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you like the sick bucket?
Yeah, we do have a sick bucket ready to go. But let's start with street food. This is a fun one that we got sent in. Here we go. Now,
What's
Oh boy.
what's happening?
Oh, wait.
It's a guy.
So it's a
Has he
guy
just-
taking a shit.
yeah,
Has he just curled out a little poo?
he has in the middle of a street.
Oh.
And he's
Yeah.
getting told
Oh,
off
he's
by
getting-
someone
yeah, of
there. He's
course.
going, hey, clean that up.
And he's also being very casual
Has he
about it.
cleaned it?
Oh.
Oh, that was bad. Did he just eat it?
Yes, he did, yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
A bin.
I know. He
a
did.
bin?
The guy was like, clean it up. And he's like, all right. And just
The
eats it.
problem with that is it's just going to have him make more.
That is
A waste of
interesting.
time.
It's a perpetual motion machine
Yeah.
he's created.
And then you get a copy of a copy.
Yeah.
That's not going to be
the
good.
next one's not going to be good.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
one's
he's
going to have
gonna
mental
pass.
problems.
It's a law of diminishing returns as far as nutrition goes, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's like his own human centipede.
Oh,
I
God.
do. I like that he has enough respect for the other person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, no,
All right.
my bad. I'll
Okay.
clean that up.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
sorry,
like,
when-
well, I'm not a crazy person, so I'm not gonna.
I'm not a litterer.
We live in a society.
Yeah. So we're not allowed to poo on the floor here.
Yeah.
I did not. Had I known,
Yeah. If
I
someone had
wouldn't
put
have-
it on a sign,
Oh,
or
how embarrassing.
this is on me.
let's say we're both wrong.
Cultural
We're both-
differences.
Yeah. We're splitting hairs here. Let me just get rid of.
Agree to disagree.
Yeah, incredible, that, isn't it?
That's woof.
Yeah.
That's
Do we
Yeah.
know where this was?
I don't know, but like we can do a GeoGuessr. We're not in the Western world.
no, I don't think so.
Yeah,
But
I feel like South Asia, maybe.
I've seen videos where people do that really well. It's almost like their own YouTube video. Trick
Yeah, I've seen
they'll,
it where
like,
they just look at a street sign and they're like, "We're in Cambodia."
Yeah.
Oh, they're
and they'll
amazing, aren't
figure it
they?
out. Yeah, so it would be great if anyone's listening to do it for this. I want to see what
Yeah.
street corner this
I
guy
bet they
pooped
could
on.
find that easily. The internet would find
There was
that.
a lot of
also-
information. Good
Yeah,
context.
yeah,
clues.
if you can do that, can you also do it with the shit dick?
We need to find out who it is.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's foreskin, so it's England.
Oh no. I worked with that guy once. No worry.
Picking straight pubes out your teeth.
I didn't work with him that way.
You know, maybe amazing plot twist if that was one of our dicks.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh.
Whoa. They're in the room. It's not yours. It's not
Investigate.
circumcised.
I tell you.
What are you pointing at me?
Oh, there'd be belly
Oh,
over
two
it if it was
dicks
you.
He's got a very straight beard, though.
He does have a very straight beard.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he did make fun of the boxers a lot. So
It's like, those boxes are nice. They're really nice, aren't they?
Are they
Oh,
nice?
I think we should all compliment those boxes.
Whoever said that spent a lot of money, probably very rich.
yeah, probably Lord and Taylor. Maybe I think those boxers.
In fact,
came
I've got
from
the same 50p. I mean, a 50p here.
Oh, I've never seen this before in my life. Now I never put one next to my penis.
If you zoom in on those boxes, it actually says "Welcome to Florida" on it. That's how you know. Right.
Can we watch Guy Fawkes? Are you aware of who Guy Fawkes is?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Right. Well, this
November
is.
What do you guys know about Guy Fawkes?
I've saw the movie.
Well, we've actually got footage of his actual attempt to blow up Parliament here.
Oh, get out.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's not a firework on a dick.
Oh, what did you?
Oh no.
No.
No. Oh.
And that is the origin story of the tiny dick.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
And the
Thank God this was filmed before HD.
Oh man.
Lovely boxes again, though.
A vivacious vasectomy. I don't know.
That's insane.
I do appreciate that they tied his hands behind the post because they knew otherwise.
It'd be instantly.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, no, guys, look, I'm going to ruin this, but I really want to get this shot.
I
So
wanna
get my
take
hands
this
behind
seriously.
me. Exactly. I'm committed to blowing up my
It's
penis.
Health and safety, innit? You don't want to lose a finger.
That's how he actually got. He really just wants to be circumcised because he does all the rage now.
Wow, that was a pretty brutal one.
Yeah, I would like. It's one. There's so many of these where I want a follow-up video.
Can
I
we?
want to see a week later.
Can someone edit Katy Perry's firework over this?
Yeah, that'll happen now. Like, someone will make that. Get on it, please. Right, Fireman Sam we're not watching. It's too intense. We'll go with Toe Curler as a fun one.
Toe curler.
So these all came in since your last episode?
Oh, mate.
And way more.
And
we
way
get
more.
about 50 a week, I would say, at the moment.
Oh god. Oh
Wait.
no.
What?
It's so bad.
Give me
That's a-
Fireman Sam.
Just the
Please, I
imagination.
just need a palate cleanser.
That's a prosthetic, right?
I don't know.
I am so glad that person has their nails trimmed.
Yeah.
came
At least
to?
they filed them down.
Wow.
I'm impressed by the creativity to come
Yeah.
up with that.
Yeah.
Like,
It's. Yeah.
how
How many toes did they try before they settled on that one? We're not big. That
This-
one's too big.
This little piggy went to market. The only man in the world with fireman's bell end. Fireman's bell.
And this little pig
Athlete's
got eaten
bell
by a
end.
penis.
If you do it with a woman, it could be this little piggy head roast beef.
Why is the Fireman Sam one not good?
Oh,
Oh
let's
no,
watch
it's quite dark, that one.
Oh,
it's
right,
Quite, it's
okay.
quite intense.
Okay.
Oh.
You just showed us taking a toe out of a penis.
And I'm
Screw it,
telling
yeah.
you, Fireman Sam is
And
intense.
you know
Leave it to these
something?
guys.
I believe you.
Yeah.
Do you want to watch it?
We'll work up to it.
Right,
Oh,
we'll work
yeah,
up
that's
to it.
probably
But that's
better.
how they got the dick in the toe.
Yeah.
Or the toe in the dick, actually.
So
a
let's
dick
go for-
in a toe would actually make more sense somehow.
Yeah, it would actually. Yeah.
They should have called it Urethra Franklin. That would have been my title.
It will now be renamed. It will now be renamed.
You are not going to believe this,
Yeah.
but about 3 episodes ago, I made a Urethra Franklin
Didn't
joke as well.
Didn't
I'm
Urethra
not
Franklin, didn't she sing Come on Eileen?
Not even messing.
You know what?
The fact that we've had 2 independent people make a Urethra Franklin joke is fucking insane
Stop
for this
showing
podcast.
urethra videos. Never.
Yeah.
I would have called it Enema of the People.
Nice.
Hey!
I like it. Yeah, we'll
Right.
yeah,
What's
right.
that one next
So,
to
are
it?
you aware of what a Sibian is?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not aware what.
It's a fucking machine.
Oh,
essentially.
okay.
This is someone's made one and taken it.
So someone made their homemade, because
I think-
Sibian was like a big thing on Howard Stern for a while.
Yeah.
So it's a homemade Sibian.
I
Yeah.
assume
From
so.
Sibia,
Well, they've
from
definitely
the country of
customized.
Sibia. I don't know
They've
if you guys-
definitely
God.
customized.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay. That's a big.
Oh, that's enormous.
Oh my.
That's enormous. That goes on
It's in her
forever.
butt?
Yeah.
Oh god.
If she opens her mouth, you can see it.
It's bigger than me.
Look how long it is for
And
her
she's-
body.
She's like laughing and reacting. While that goes in,
Yeah.
she is 1/8 Sibian.
It's too high a percentage, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
I know this is probably missing the point, but that tattoo on her back is terrible.
Yeah. Look, I'm not
You know,
surprised. that
that's
the woman,
all I saw too.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised that she makes bad choices.
She
She seems so together in
walked
every
into
other
the
way.
dildo store, and they were like, "We know what you want. Here
Yeah,
you go."
yeah. Come through.
Yeah, I like the idea that there was a manager that escorted her with a special key. He just
Two of them have to put it in at the same time.
They
Retina scan.
They ring head office, get a code 74931.
Fuck the key. 2 of them had to carry it to the car.
over the shoulder.
Yeah, this is.
They just bought a new carpet.
Yeah, singing hi ho.
They bring it to the car and they're like, "I'm sorry, you only have a minivan. We got to strap this to the top. This is
Driving down the motorway.
yeah, strap on in a different way." That
Yeah.
was
Oh my.
holy shit.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So we've got, if you look behind you on the wall there, the big
No.
picture. Right, okay, fair enough. There is a picture we like to. You aware of the concept of Chekhov's gun?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, if a gun is introduced in the first act, it must be fired in the third. Well, we've got a male version of our Chekhov. So we had a woman that we called Chekhov because she was a woman who produced something that was then used later on. One of the largest dildos we've ever seen. This is...
That's not going in him. I mean,
Fucking hell.
he's soaped it up, hasn't he?
Hang on, I need
good.
to see this next to a 50p.
That is... That's a garden ornament, that.
Yeah, it is a gnome.
Holy shit.
Yes, that's what's about to happen.
Nah.
Already the idea.
Oh, Jesus, it's already messed
Don't
up.
close your eyes, Rob.
Oh, God.
Open your eyes.
So I just want to blur it a little bit. I just want to get
Just squint.
the general idea.
Oh, my goodness me.
It's going in the
Do you know
butt.
what? I have nothing but respect for this person.
Yeah, fair play.
I have
Yeah.
nothing but the most respect ever.
This is someone who achieves their dreams.
I'd have stopped long before this.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes when I see someone with a very specific skill,
Yeah.
I always wonder, like, how did you figure out?
Yeah.
You know, like, what was the what's the process here?
I imagine, gradual. This isn't
Oh my
something
God.
escalating.
Oh,
is it?
God, go all the way down.
Imagine if this was Liam Neeson's very specific skill. But he mentioned it in the film.
end of the
They're like, oh
movies
God,
is
we'll give you
super
your daughter
different.
back. Just please.
Have it. Speaking of which, are you interested in freelance work or?
Have you seen Doctor Strange?
I don't know if I have, no.
So when he learns how to get his powers, he goes to some remote mountain somewhere
yes,
and
I have seen-
trains,
yeah.
and
I
that's
want
what
to see
happened.
this training montage.
That's what happened.
What?
yeah.
There's like a mystical old Chinese man that's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you must make the dildo become you.
I have another soundtrack if you want to put to this. That song, "You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep
Like
you down."
Rocky IV.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, Tom, can we get up what I emailed you? I want to introduce you to a hero of our podcast.
It's still going on.
It's still going on. We get the point with that one. Like he did. But no.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's not Naked Martin, is
We've
it?
got a character on this podcast called Naked Martin. He's a friend of ours, right? He's now become a friend. And what he does is he likes to make his own little videos. This one, he does them to request on his Twitter. If you want to get him followed, it's at Naked Martin.
I don't
UK.
like the title.
So,
of
so
this.
we have paid him to
Make
jizz
videos for us
and
before.
shit on our faces before.
But so this is Poo and Pickled Onions, and I've not seen this one yet. But let's see how he gets
I
on.
mean, he's usually pretty descriptive. He's usually pretty bang on.
There we go. What I love with Martin is as well, he puts a bit of the showbiz razzle dance. Look at that curtain in the background.
So
tie.
here's
nope.
Yep, he's naked.
Nope.
here's
nope.
He's gonna poo in it?
yeah.
Nope.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
What an
Hey,
aim!
hey,
What
hey,
an
Tom,
aim!
how are you doing over there?
You
is
watch that screen.
incredible, eh?
No.
You
did he
can't
get
leave
that
until
one
you
on?
watch.
This is
Oh,
So
God.
I don't think it's over, you know. He's got another trick yet.
It's,
Oh.
no,
Oh.
he's probably going to eat it.
He's going to eat
No.
it with a
Oh.
So
Is it wrong? I thought.
So
oh,
I'll
pickled
tell you
onions.
something. I'll tell you something really funny about Naked Martin.
Martin.
Right, pause it. I'll tell you something.
I cannot believe anyone would eat pickled onions. That is disgusting.
I'll tell you something really funny about Naked Martin, right? His whole online content is doing stuff like this. And when the Queen died, he put a post up where he said, I'll be taking a few days off social media as a mark of respect.
Bless him.
Nice work.
That's what she would have wanted, Martin.
I can tell you this: no one who has tickets for our show is watching this right now. I don't think our audience is over. I almost said I don't think our audience is over prolapse at all, overlap at all. Holy
Wow.
Yeah.
We'll welcome you to a new, scummier audience.
I really appreciate that. If anyone does hear this and wants to come see us tonight in Liverpool,
Yeah, do
It's sold out. Please.
Don't go. All
Yeah.
right. Okay. You're
It's-
on the
yeah.
way.
Should we watch one more video and then we'll call it a day?
You know, I want to say before we move on,
Uh-huh.
there is something about videos like this and people like this who can do these crazy things with their bodies and because I always think, people have a tough time. Look, if someone can stick something that large up their butt, right? And if a body can do that, like I don't understand why people don't see why trans people can't exist.
Yeah, sure.
You know,
if
like,
that can
I'm
go
like-
inside a man, he
then-
can become a woman.
In my mind,
100%.
it's like, like you can't wrap your mind around the fact that someone was born in the wrong body.
Yeah,
Did
yeah.
you see?
There's weirder shit
Did
in the
you
world.
see-
There's way weirder shit than someone being trans.
Right.
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when I see conjoined twins, I'm like, glad just check it out.
Sure.
I was
Yeah,
like, you
yeah,
can't
yeah,
believe that this
yeah,
other
there was
thing
2 people born in that body.
Right.
Yeah.
And you can't wrap your mind around.
Yeah, 100%. I'm
yeah.
totally with you.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, we will. Should we finish off with Naked Martin making a nice little olive?
no,
omelette.
let's finish off on the Fireman Sam one.
Okay, this one.
And
is
by the way,
upsetting.
when you guys were like, "Hey, is there anything that's gonna make you queasy?"
Sure.
And I was like, "I think I'll be fine."
Yeah, you
I didn't
underestimated.
expect-
I
I
think.
didn't expect
Yeah.
a high res. Like the guy, the guy on the street shitting was one thing because it's
Right.
like, okay,
It's
I
compressed.
know that's shit. I figured it out from the context clues. But that was one where, like, no,
Yeah.
absolutely not.
Like he bought a ring light. He's got the studio all set up.
He's a pro.
He bought a ring light. He's a showman.
It's like this guy. He's ready for this.
I fucking love Naked Martin so much. He's such a nice man. he
Also-
genuinely is really lovely.
Naked is the least of what just happened. You're like, oh, we got a guy, Naked Martin. I'm like, oh, so he's gonna eat some onions while he's naked. Oh!
It's so funny.
He
to-
always exceeds expectations.
It's so funny to think about how, with the amount of videos that Naked Martin puts up that are like that, there has to have been a time when he's eaten pickled onions and shit, and then looked and he didn't press record on his phone, and he's gone, oh, fucking hell!
Well, hopefully, before he did that, he washed his hands.
Yeah. That man has permanent pink eye.
I just like just like the producer, like
By the way, can his
we're
can
getting great footage here, man. Keep going.
can Naked Martin's new nickname be Pink Eye on the Brain?
I think we should call it there. Let's not watch
Should we
the man
call
on
it?
fire. Let's leave it there. It's been so great. Genuinely, I've really enjoyed it, guys.
Thank you ever
and
so
like,
much
thanks for coming on, man.
for
Because
having
like
us.
we're like super into like the DIY online comedy, and like you paved the way for us, man. So thank you. I
Well,
appreciate it.
I've always said that I worked really hard in the mid 2000s to try to put out my own independent content. So one day,
We're making dreams come true,
future
baby.
generations of children. Oh,
Before we go,
This is how every guest leaves, isn't it?
Is this what
I was just like-
podcasts are?
We don't get many returning guests.
we've got. The thing is you two get to just stop. I've got a car journey home with these two.
I'm so sorry
I've
about
got,
that.
I've
So sorry.
got some time in the car where I go, yeah, thanks for doing it.
we have the quietest ride to Liverpool. About that. On the way over, we were talking about the difference between American and British comedy.
Yeah.
There are some differences we did not address.
It's gonna be ashen faced on the drive home.
Yeah.
The apology tour.
And for the rest of the time that you're in England,
Yeah, where can I find you on tour, man?
Whenever you get a 50p, you're gonna look at it and you're gonna go, oh god.
We just started our 10 days of mourning. Actually.
Yeah. But yeah,
Yeah.
tell the people where they can find you on tour, where they can find you on social media.
All my handles are Rob Ryan Rocks, and I am working on a one-man show right now called Mascot. You can also find me on Rob Ryan Mascot, MASCOT.
Beautiful, mate. Yeah.
His one-man show, absolutely brilliant.
Awesome.
I'm helping produce it. It is fantastic. For me, just at Steve Hofstetter on pretty much anything. The UK dates coming up. We got Belfast, Edinburgh, Liverpool, and Glasgow already sold out, and I think Bristol might be sold out now too. Or if so, there's a couple tickets. The only one we have really anything left for is London.
All right, cool. So,
so
yeah, if you're in London, get down and see these guys.
Yeah,
That'd
come
be
check
great.
us out. But you can see the full calendar because it sounds like you really have shit-eating viewers from all over the world.
Oh, they're all over, mate. Yeah. We're a real
So-
Rainbow
and-
Nation.
Oh, after seeing those videos, I'm like, oh, it's a damn shame that our Germany show is sold out. I feel
Yeah, we
like
get
you
a lot of
guys
German stuff.
I feel
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you guys would be super into it. but-
Bang into it, mate. But yeah, thank you so much for coming, guys. It's really enjoyed it. Been great having you.
And thank you for listening. If you're not already, please feel free to sign up to our Patreon. It's patreon.com/deadmentalkpod.
It's the only way you can see all those cool videos.
£3 a month, and that's it. And you help to support the podcast because God knows advertisers aren't.
Yeah. For some reason, advertisers don't really want to be associated with us.
I know someone at McDonald's. You want me to make a call?
Yes, please, mate. Yeah, put in a word. Yeah, I'm sure they'd love to be involved in this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the McProlapse.
We can get a good 2-minute edit out of this episode to put up on YouTube, I'm sure.
Naked,
the 2-minute
naked
clean
Martin
version, yeah.
Naked Martin is going to be like, I'll eat my own shit, but I'm not eating that.
Shitting on a Big Mac, and the Big Mac's the problem.
Yeah.
Thank you ever so much for listening. We'll see you again soon. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Dead